Hey, English learners. Welcome back to English Voice Podcast, the place where learning English feels simple, natural, and relaxed. I'm Elena.
And I'm Jax. We're really happy you're here with us today. Maybe you're listening while having your morning coffee, walking outside, traveling to work, or just relaxing at home. Wherever you are, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
If you enjoy learning English with us, don't forget to follow or subscribe to English Voice Podcast and share it with someone who is learning English too. All right, let's jump into today's episode.
Elena, can I ask you something before we start?
Sure.
Have you ever been in the middle of talking about your plans and suddenly stopped and thought, wait, should I say I will do this or I am going to do this? And then you just picked one and hoped it sounded right?
Oh, constantly. I remember someone asking me about my weekend plans, and I said, I will visit my friend on Saturday. And then I immediately second-guessed myself. Should I have said, I am going to visit? They both feel like they are about the future, so what is actually the difference?
Exactly. And this is one of the most common questions English learners ask. Both will and going to are about the future, but they are not the same. And today, we're going to make that difference feel completely clear and natural.
So today, we are talking about two of the most used future forms in English, will and going to. And by the end of this episode, you will not just know the rule, you will feel the difference in your bones.
Because when you feel the difference, the right form just arrives. You don't have to think about it.
Today, we have 3 ideas that will completely change how you use will and going to. And Jax, I think our listeners are really going to love the third one.
The third one is the one that stays with you, so please stay with us all the way to the end. Let's begin with idea number 1.
Idea number 1. Stop thinking of will and going to as the same thing. Start thinking of them as 2 completely different moments in time. Here's the key that unlocks everything. Going to is about the past looking forward. Will is about the present looking forward.
Let me explain what that means because I know it sounds a little abstract. When you use going to, you're talking about something you have already decided before this moment. The decision or plan already exists in your mind. It was formed earlier. It has a history.
And when you use will, you are talking about something that is being decided, formed, or realized right now, in this moment. The thought is arriving as you speak.
Think about this situation. Your friend calls you on Friday evening and asks, "What are you doing this weekend?" If you already have plans, you booked tickets, you called your friend, you checked the time, you say, "I am going to visit my grandmother on Saturday." The plan exists. It was made before this phone call.
But imagine a different situation. Your friend calls and says, I have an extra concert ticket for Saturday. Do you want to come? You were not planning anything. There was no plan before this moment. And right then, in that instant, you decide. And you say, yes, I will come. The decision is born in that exact moment of speaking.
Did you feel the difference? Going to, the plan was already there, already formed, waiting in your mind before the conversation started. Will is the decision that is being made right now. Going to is the plan that already existed. Will is the decision that is being made right now.
I want to share something personal. When this finally clicked for me, it was because of a tiny conversation I had in a cafe. The waiter asked me what I wanted, and I had not looked at the menu yet. He came too quickly, so I quickly scanned the menu and said, I will have the soup. That will felt completely natural because the decision was made right there, on the spot, in that second.
And if you had looked at the menu before arriving, maybe on their website, and already decided you wanted the soup before you sat down, you might naturally say, I am going to have the soup. The decision already lived in your head before the waiter arrived. That is the whole difference in one small moment.
So the next time you are not sure which to use, ask yourself one quiet question. Did this plan or decision exist before this moment, or is it arriving right now? Already decided? going to. Deciding right now, will.
Okay, let's move to idea number 2, and this one makes everything even more practical and useful.
Idea number 2. Will and going to are also used for two very different kinds of futures. One is based on evidence and logic. The other is based on gut feeling, instinct, or a spontaneous decision. And knowing this changes everything about how confident you sound in English.
Let's talk about going to for predictions based on evidence first. When you can see something happening, when the signs are right in front of you, when the situation makes it obvious, you use going to. The evidence is already present. The conclusion feels inevitable.
You look outside and see black clouds and a dark sky. You say, "It is going to rain." You are not guessing randomly. You are reading the evidence in front of you. The clouds are there. The conclusion is clear. Going to.
Or you are watching a friend try to carry 12 bags of shopping at once, and you can already see what is about to happen. You say, "He is going to drop those." The evidence is visible. The result is almost certain. Going to for observable evidence.
Now, will. Will is used for predictions based on personal belief, general opinion, or a feeling about the future, but not specific visible evidence in front of you. I think things will get better. She will probably do well in the interview. I believe this decision will turn out to be the right one. These are not based on something you can see right now. They come from your inner sense of what is likely.
So, going to for predictions where the evidence is right in front of you, already present, already pointing to the outcome, and will for predictions that come from belief, opinion, or inner feeling about what the future holds.
What about when both seem to work? Like, I think it will rain, and I think it is going to rain. Both feel possible sometimes.
Both can be correct. If you're standing at the window looking at black clouds, going to feels more natural. The evidence is right there. But if you have no weather app open, no window, just your inner feeling, will is more natural. The difference is always about where your prediction comes from. Evidence you can see or belief you feel inside.
And this is actually really important for sounding natural. Native speakers make this choice instinctively, based on what they can observe versus what they feel. When you start making that same distinction, your English immediately sounds more fluent and more confident.
And now, as promised, idea number 3, the one we have been building toward. Are you ready?
Tell 'em, Jax.
Idea number 3, stop trying to memorize will and going to as grammar rules. Start noticing them in the real moments of your own life. Because here's what I've discovered. Will and going to are not just grammar structures. They're two completely different emotional experiences of the future.
And I want to explain why this is so powerful. When you say, "I am going to do something," there is a groundedness to it, a solidity. You have thought about it, you have decided. There is already a thread connecting you to this future. I am going to call my mother tonight. I am going to apply for that job. I am going to change this.
And when you say, "I will," there is something more immediate, more alive, more of the present moment in it. I will help you. I will be there. I will try. These sentences feel generous and spontaneous, like a hand reaching out right now in this second, not because of a plan that was made yesterday, but because of who you are right now.
I want to tell you about a listener who wrote to us. His name is Tariq, and he wrote from Morocco. He said he had been using will for everything, every future sentence, every plan, every prediction, because he thought will was simply the English future tense.
So many learners do exactly this. Will becomes a default, a safe word for anything involving the future.
Then he heard an English colleague say, "I am going to present the results tomorrow," and something felt different. The colleague sounded certain, prepared, grounded, and Tariq realized that is not just grammar. That sounds like someone who has already thought about this.
He tried something small. Every evening before sleep, he wrote his plans for the next day using going to, and his hopes or spontaneous decisions using will. Not as a grammar exercise, just noticing the feeling behind each one.
And no one was correcting him. He was just noticing the difference in how each sentence felt. Going to, solid, decided, already mine. Will, fresh, immediate, alive.
He wrote to us a few weeks later and said, "I used going to naturally in a meeting when I was describing my plans for a project. My manager paused and said, 'That sounds really well thought through.' And Tariq said it was the first time his English had ever made him sound prepared rather than just present. He said it felt like a small door had quietly opened."
That story gives me chills every single time.
So here is your permission. You do not need to drill grammar exercises. Just start noticing the feeling. When a decision was already formed, going to. When a decision is arriving right now, will. When evidence is visible, going to. When a belief or feeling speaks, will.
Okay, let's take a gentle pause now and do our word tour. A calm, quiet walk through some of the words from today.
Just a few, slowly, so they settle into you.
First word, intention. An intention is something you have already decided to do, a plan that lives in your mind before you speak it. For example, I have every intention of finishing this before the deadline. Intention. Intention.
Next word, spontaneous. Something that happens naturally, in the moment, without planning. When you use will for a decision, it often has this spontaneous quality. It was not there before, and now it is. For example, we made a spontaneous decision to walk home, and it became the best part of the evening. Spontaneous. Spontaneous.
Next phrase, on the spot. To decide on the spot means to decide immediately, right in that moment, with no prior planning. This is the feeling of will for decisions. For example, she was asked a difficult question and had to answer completely on the spot. On the spot. On the spot.
Next word, inevitable. Certain to happen, cannot be avoided. When you use going to based on evidence, the outcome feels inevitable. For example, after months of effort, her success felt completely inevitable. Inevitable. Inevitable.
Next word, grounded, stable, certain, connected to reality. When you use going to for plans, your words carry a grounded quality. For example, she spoke in a calm, grounded way that made everyone feel at ease. Grounded. Grounded.
And our last word, commitment. A firm decision to do something. Going to often carries the feeling of commitment. Not just a maybe, but something already decided. For example, I made a commitment to myself to learn something new every week. Commitment. Commitment.
6 words today: intention, spontaneous, on the spot, inevitable, grounded, and commitment. Try to use one of them this week, even in your head, even in a sentence you whisper before you sleep, because a word you use is a word you keep.
And a word you only hear passes through you like wind, but a word you feel, a word you connect to a real moment, that word becomes yours forever.
Okay, now it is your turn, and this is our favorite part of every episode.
Yes, because now the conversation belongs to you.
Here is your challenge. Think about tomorrow or the week ahead. Find 2 things. One thing you have already decided and planned, something solid, something already formed in your mind, and one thing that is more of a hope, a feeling, or a decision you are making right now as you think about it.
Write one sentence about each one. Use going to for the plan that already exists. Use will for the feeling or the decision arriving right now. And notice how different each sentence feels as you write it.
For example, I am going to call my parents this Sunday. I have already set a reminder. And I think I will try that new cafe I walked past yesterday. I just decided that right now.
Or, I'm going to finish my book this week. I have already planned the time. And I will probably go for a walk tomorrow if the weather is nice. I had not thought about it until just now.
That second one made me smile. And notice how naturally going to and will fell into place in both examples, not because of a grammar chart, because of the feeling behind each sentence.
So please write your 2 sentences in the comments. They do not have to be perfect. They just have to be honest and real. And notice the difference in how each one feels as you choose the word.
And know this, when you write your comment, you are not just practicing grammar. You're sending a small piece of your real life out into a community of people who are all doing the same brave, quiet, daily work as you, learning a language, noticing small things, trying gently every day.
And your sentence might be exactly what another learner needs to see today. Someone who thought will and going to were just 2 ways of saying the same thing. And then they read your sentence and something shifts. Oh, they are different. I can feel it now.
One honest sentence gives permission to 100 quiet hearts.
Before we close today, thank you for listening all the way to this moment. That is not a small thing.
And to anyone who has been using will for everything and felt quietly unsure about it, that is completely okay. Will has carried you this far, and now you have something new to add to it. A feeling, a distinction, a choice that makes your English sound more alive.
Already decided? Going to. Deciding right now? Will. Evidence in front of you? Going to. Belief from inside you? Will. Feel those 2 different moments, and the right word will simply arrive.
Language connected to feeling is language that sticks.
If this episode helped you even a little, please give it a like, subscribe to English Voice Podcast, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your support helps this little podcast reach more learners, and every new listener is one more person who feels a little less alone in this journey.
Until next time, take care of your English and take care of yourselves. This was English Voice Podcast. I'm Elena.
And I'm Jax. We will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.